All right. Let me get this out of the way so people can see. How about that? That good enough? I think that's probably good enough. That's probably good enough. We got some fun stuff planned today. I'm gonna try to keep it down to an hour today. I've been going to 90 minutes and freaking people out because I think that's a little bit too long. Still waiting for the ad break to come back from Twitch. I suspect we got our Twitch people here any moment. It's a little bit of a delay there. YouTube looks like it's good too. We need YouTube to be working because if it's not, I can't just save it. And I just want to check. Sure enough, there we are. Okay. So, welcome to day 40 of the boost. How's it going, Dutchy? Did I say that right? Did you know if you hold shift down when you scroll wheel that it goes left and right instead of top and bottom? I keep forgetting about that. It's sometimes useful. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes it's useful. Yeah, you did. You knew that, right? Dutchy? Okay. Today's a really chill day. Today's the kind of day that you could probably skip. So I'm just going to tell you right now, if you want to skip today and you're not particularly interested in Vim plugins, what plugins I decided to use, some of which I think are probably broken at this point. So it's going to be good for me to go through my plugins and review them and see whether they're really supported anymore, or they still work. I'm going to have a little conversation about why you have plugins in the first place. And of course, I've got to harp on the regular thing that I always say, that, oopsie here, if you don't need a plugin, don't use a plugin. There's a lot of other things that you can use besides plugins. And we talked about that the last 3 days. We've been doing shell scripting, arguably some little advanced scripts there. Mostly to make the point that a shell script is almost always going to do what you think you want to do with a plugin. And it's not a popular opinion, particularly on YouTube and Twitch. There's a lot of people who disagree with that. They want to trick the crap out of their Vim or their NeoVim, and I believe that that's actually against the Unix way. I talked about that a lot, but I don't want to harp on it again. I just have to introduce this idea of judiciously, with judiciousness. Is that a word? How's it going, DePaul? So what does that even mean? Yes, use plugins, but just know their limits, right? And we're going to talk about those limits right away. So for today, for the next 40 minutes or so, all we're going to do is we're going to go through the plugins that I chose to take, and we're going to talk about why I chose those, and I'm going to review whether they're still good or not. And you're welcome to chime in on your favorite plugins as well. I imagine at some point in today's conversation, I'll probably wait till the end, we're going to have a debate about code completion and all of the, you complete me and all of that stuff. We'll probably have a debate about some of the more cosmetic plugins that come in. There's going to be a lot of disagreement today. And I just want you to know, as usual, that it's not personal, right? We're all friends here. We could go out for drinks later, even if we, desperately disagree with each other's decisions and the other person is ruining the world. But I, some people absolutely have to have things a certain way, and I get it, right? Okay, so let's go. Just jump right into my Vim RC. No disagreement on T-Pope's plugins. I'm a big fan of Tim Pope. T-Pope is one of the more prolific plugin creators, so that's where you're hearing that from. No drinking at pubs for us. Oh yeah, you're all in lockdown. That's right. I forgot about that. Hey Arthur, how's it going? I have a Vim NeoVim pretty busy config, but I'm looking forward to using a more simple version of those with no plugins. All right, so let's actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Arthur, on YouTube. So the first thing to say here is that the reason I don't have a lot of plugins is because I want a transportable, portable, lightweight Vim configuration. And I want to be able to to get that configuration on another system with one SCP command. In fact, I've done this many times. I SCP 2 files to a remote system if I need it. I SCP, no matter how I got to it, whether I'm working with it or I hacked it or whatever, I put 2 files on there and I'm ready to go. You put a bashrc file and I put my vimrc file. That's it. That's it. And by putting those 2 files over there, I immediately have most of the power of my interaction. I'm usually using tmux locally, so I don't have to copy that over. So that is why that I've done that choice. So we're going to put here, what does judiciously mean? Judiciously mean priority on portability. And so those are the first 2 points. Okay. And so let's take a look at mine. At the same time, I don't know if we're gonna have time today to do this, but I still need to take you guys through some of these other settings. To tell you the truth, it's really probably just too boring for me to go through every one of these individual settings. We'll go through the plugins first, but then if we need to come back and circle back, today is the last day for Vim, right? And then, by the way, what's coming up? We'll talk about it, but what's coming up next? I think we're doing networks next. So next week is networking all week, and networking tools. We're not talking about, when I talk about networking, we're not talking about, network engineering and stuff. We will talk about Wireshark and Nmap like very briefly, but this is mostly so that those who don't know how a network works just understand it. And it's primarily to learn things like setting up a VPN, how the internet works, TCP/IP ports, and SA. So that's coming up next week. So today is the last Vim day, period. Other than that, if you have questions, you can ask them in AMA on Fridays, and I can talk about them. All right. So back to where we were. So here's Vim. Let's go straight to the plugin architecture. Now, I already talked about this when we talked about if-then. All right. So there is some debate. I understand. Does anybody happen to know out there? I understand that there is actually a new plugin manager for Vim that's gotten popular recently, and I don't know the name of it. But I will tell you what. When Plug came out, and let's see if I can find it. Then when the plugin manager came out, I was shouting hallelujah. It is like so amazing. I mean, if you've used, so there's lots and lots of plugin managers out there. This is the one you absolutely want. They're talking about Packer. I think Packer might have been a different thing. I think it might be Packer. That sounds familiar. Maybe that is it. I don't know. So this HAR thing here, I actually used to have an auto download in here, and it was just stupid. That's curl pipe bash, which is like really bad idea. And so I took that out, and but Plug, there was an automatic download, and I've seen that trick before. I don't want you to do that though, because it's super dangerous. You should never auto download something from the internet, not without checking the checksums. I refuse to put that in anything I'm telling you about. So, but this is where you go to get the plugin manager from June Gunn, I guess. I'm doing Go coding comments. I've been coding Go all day. Not today. Today was all Helm and stuff, but yesterday. What I'm trying to show you here, if I can find it. So anyway, I mean, you can go look it up. But why is Plug so awesome, right? So let's talk about that. We'll look at Packer maybe another day, but so why is anybody want to take a crack at it? Why is Plug? Oh, right. You guys never get tired of me making these really lame errors in front of you, right? It's like just normal for me. It's normal for me. I make these like bald-faced errors. I got no fear, man. I make stupid mistakes all the time. I'm just going to own it. I make sure to test things before they go to production. I'll tell you that. Because I know I make these mistakes. That is not a comment in Vim. Our Vim now comes with a plugin manager resource. This is a great question, Devlex. That is a great question. Let's put that on the list. What about the built-in plugin manager? And I'm really glad you asked that because I have answered that many times, but I'm going to answer it again. The built-in plugin manager. I'm going to tell you the short answer. It sucks. That's the short answer. First of all, let me just say, the last time that I looked at it was over 2 years ago. Probably worth a look again. If somebody can justify it, but let me tell you why I think Plug is so awesome. I have nothing to do with the project or anything. The reason I like Plug is because they took the approach from the very beginning of not forcing the Git plugin repos to be a part of your Vim directory. And we haven't even talked about that. We probably should. So you go home here and you go look at all this stuff here and you have, whoopsie. And you have these Vim directories, right? So you have, they have Vim private. So that's a broken symlink. That's what those look like. Another reason not to use Alacrity, it doesn't blink. So you have Vim info, which we haven't talked about, but vimrc, which you know what that is. That's a symlink that's not broken. You have this Vim directory, which is where some of your stuff goes. I mean, some of maybe your own stuff, your spelling goes there. You might want to customize your own internal, installation under .vim. .vim is created by Vim. Okay, so that's why it's not symlinked. At least I don't think. Nope, it's not. And then you have Vim plugins. All right. So right away you can see that Vim plugins, each one of these is a full-blown, legitimate Git pulled Git repo. And we haven't talked about Git yet, but I got to tell you, if you know how nice this, if you manage your, okay, so I got to tell you a story. Once upon a time, I was using Bundle and all of the other ones, right, for plugin management. And what ended up happening, they're really nice plugin managers, but every time I did one, I was also trying to have my own dot files that had some of my plugins in there, right? Or had like references to the plugins or something like that. And it was such a pain because I would save that to GitHub and then I had to make a decision. Do I save the copies of the plugins in there with my GitHub dot files? Or do I not? And then I have to reload them every time. And those managers may have improved it since that time. And by the way, that's the reason I don't like the built-in plugin manager. It still has that problem. The built-in plugin manager still has that problem, as far as I know. And so the absolute brilliance of Plug was they said from the beginning, thou shalt put the plugins in their own directory managed independently of the RC files. And there's one reason that makes that so powerful. Because that means that you can now maintain your vimrc file, right? Actually, I have one open already. Or did I? I thought I did. Yeah. You can have an RC file that just lists all the plugins, and you can get creative and say, look, if I have the plug, the only plugin, and that's why I have it under autoload here. I forgot I do have this in my Git repos. So in my dot files, we're going to do dot files, by the way, in 2 weeks. The reason we have to do networking next week is because we're going to do Git and SSH and GitHub the week after that. And that will show you how to make your own dot files repo and workspace and all that. So one of the things I save there is the one plugin that has to be saved, right? So I've hard coded this version of the plugin. It's actually kind of an interesting file to read. How's it going, Leo? So you can read here, you can read it, and it tells you about it. You can just go download it. This is a file you can actually curl. You can read it all, to ensure that it hasn't changed at all. It's if you want to do that to be sure you're not doing something bad. And so yeah, dot files is a big thing. So, and it tells you all the options here. And this is all, the really great thing about this is just one file. Okay. So you save, so this, I keep saying it, but the focus of the plugin manager is on portability and dot files maintenance above everything else. So that means that you can do one line to detect whether the plug is there. If you want to save something with your dot files, save that file, right? As opposed to all of the other plugins. And then you put this section here called plug begin, and this will automatically download into the target directory. It could be anywhere, actually. It could turn into the target directory. I could actually, you know what I might do with this? I might change this to user local cache. Should we do that? I'm gonna do that so you can see what it looks like. So let's do, because there's not there, right? So let's do, yeah, let's do local cache. Wait, no. Local var, no. Is it var share? Is it local share? Okay, on a stream when you were writing it. That's a long time ago, SMB. We're not going to talk about Rust right now. Is it local share? Thank you. Local share Vim, right? And I'm going to put plugins. How about that? So now I've got my plugins stored in this nice happy place, right? Now when I go to try to use Vim, watch when I open. It's like, oh, I didn't do it. All right, so this is where you put our plugins. So we're almost done talking about how to do this, and then we'll go through each one and talk about why I think that one is a good one. It's in my Zettelkasten. If you search by Zettelkasten, yeah, here you go, ZQ Rust. That'll probably get you it if you want to go look. So then we have there's a whole playlist on it, by the way, if you want to watch that. It's on my YouTube. So we have each of the individual plugins, and they're red right now because I searched for it. That's the only reason. And then you just declare them. You just declare these are the plugins I want, right? The thing that's really great about this is that my Vim will work. Let's try it. So if I let's see if I can do this quickly. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try something right now. I have a brand spanking new Debian image called generics, because I was playing with generics. I'll report on that another day. Golang generics. And so I have my boost here too, but let's just use this one because there's nothing in here yet. Right, so this is a new system that hasn't been configured at all, right? There's nothing in it. Vim RC, at least I don't think there is. Oh yes, there is. I said I take it back. I take it all back because this is not generic. All right. Well, anyway, I was trying to show. I'm trying to show you how easy it is to use. You know what? Let's do another one. So Docker run. No, yeah, Docker run it --rm because we want to go away, and let's just run Ubuntu, and we'll call it. I don't know. Let's call it Vim RC. How about that? Damn it. Vim RC. Damn it. Data pool access for a repository does not exist to require Docker login. What? Oh, that's right. I logged into my local machine because I was working today. Whoopsie. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use Docker today. You guys know about that? And no, I don't. Oh, wait. I think I need to block. Oh. Another stupid error. Thank you. Oh, you guys got to love this, don't you? So here I am, right? I'm over here. Let's add a user. Add a user called you. My password is, I don't know, a letter S, I guess. What's my name? I don't care. We make a new user over here. So su dash to you. There's you with no configuration at all. It's just like a raw system. And we're going to copy over a thing to this. Yeah. And I haven't done this a lot. Yeah. Oh no. My password. Whatever will I do? So we're going to actually get into, I'm going to try this. I guess, is it Docker? I might be confusing Kubernetes. I do this all the time now because I've been doing Kubernetes and Docker. I totally confuse the commands from both of them. And I'm pretty sure there's a Docker CP command, but I'm not convinced. Yes, there is. Yay. I'm not dumb. All right. I am dumb, but you know, Docker copy tilde.vimrc. I'm trying to, show you what you might do with this to get your plugins. I want to show you what happens when you do the plugins on a system that doesn't have them. So that's what I'm doing. So copy the plugins, and I'm going to copy that over to vimrc machine : and that's probably no such directory. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? All right. So we'll do / of that. All right. So now over here, It's basically, that's like SCP if you've ever used that. So if I ls / I should have a file in here. Yeah, I do. Okay. So then I'm going to move the slash. Actually, I'm going to have to copy it because I don't have root /vimrc and copy it into my. No, this is no. So this is root.vimrc, and we'll copy that into my home directory. I could have been more precise with the copy for sure. Let's just file. Did I do my copy wrong? Help me out, guys. There it is. Vimrc. No VI. That's right. I forgot about that. Apt update. Apt upgrade. Apt install Vim. We're going to make it in time. Don't you dare worry. We're going to be fine. I should probably do Vim minimal. Damn it. I didn't even have a VI on here to use because I'm me. It's empty. Damn it. Why is it empty? How am I today? I'm not having a good day. I'm making lots of stupid mistakes. I need to do this Vimrc. How come I can't copy? Because it doesn't have reaccess. Oh, that's right. Let's copy to /temp. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. /temp. What do you got in here for me? Anything? ls-a because it's got a dot in front of it. Okay, here we go. Yay! Does it actually have anything in it though? Vimrc. Permission denied. How dare you? ls-l temp. I mean, this is good for you to see, right? My Vimrc is a symlink. Of course it is. All right, so don't look. You're just gonna learn through my mistakes. Just do that. Remember all that fancy thing I did with the symbolic link? So I would say like that's not the real file, right? Well, where's the real file? The real file is in my dot directory, obviously. It's inside my Vim directory, and I'm gonna try this again. We're gonna try this all over again. So now we're gonna try Vimrc. Actually, let's do this. Let's actually copy it right to / this time. And all right, so here we go. We go ls-l. You can't copy. I did. I copied the symlink. It just didn't follow the symlink. It did exactly what I asked it to do. So yeah. So there. That looks much better, right? It's not a symlink. Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. So now let's actually give this beautiful file to, assuming it's readable. I don't know. We're gonna find that out. Why doesn't it follow symlink? Because that's actually an interesting question in the Linux world. Symlinks are, they can be good or bad, right? If it had been a hard link, it would have copied the actual file. Yeah, it's sometimes you want a symlink. Like you can actually save a symlink in a GitHub file, GitHub repo, and it will maintain the link if it's on Linux. It doesn't do that if it doesn't support it, of course. Yeah, and yeah, you cannot symbolic link across namespaces. That's another thing. Across the, not namespaces. I've got Kubernetes in my head again. It's across file systems. I'm inside root. Leo, thank you for showing me. I know I'm root. At this time, I want to be root. Not Vimrc. So if for no other reason, then just consider all of this an opportunity for you to, see stuff. Now, I kind of wish I could copy dir colors over too. I need to figure out a way to put dir colors, -L. Yeah. Docker CP. Yeah. Docker CP works. So we're going to copy /.vimrc and put that in home vimrc, which you should mess with. That's the standard place for it. Unfortunately, I don't see that change anytime soon. NeoVim would love to see it change. They changed theirs. So here's all the files, and these things are actually showing root. That's a great name. Thanks for the follow. So we have all of this stuff here, and this is my old one, right? And it opened up just fine. But what I was trying to show you is, I don't know if you noticed, but it didn't yell at me because I didn't have a plugin file there, right? All right, so let's close this guy down. Yeah, I'm trying to explain myself in Docker magic happening. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get out of your head. All right, so let's pretend that we didn't have that if statement here. Since this day is about plugins, we still have 18 minutes left. Search for plug again. There we go. Let's take this out. Comment, right? Oopsie. Comment. We're going to comment that guy out. And we're going to comment this line out down here. All of this stuff doesn't run unless plugins is detected on the system. Okay. This here runs every time. Actually, if plugins are not on the system, then GoFMT is initialized, which is cool because that doesn't need it as soon as you have GoFMT on there. So this is, let's try to run this. So this is a Vim RC. Watch what happens. When I try to open this now, and I should probably turn my S keys back on. Sorry for that. And I try to do it now, like, oh my God. Now, if you don't like staring at that kind of crap, just for copying your file over to another system, there's two things. One, you've got to minimize what's in your Vim RC. Two, you need to get really good at writing if conditions that basically comment dynamically out certain sections of your Vim RC depending on progressively what capabilities are detected. What's that principle again? Progressive enhancement. It applies to the web. It applies to everything. Progressive enhancement means you detect and support what is there, starting with the least amount of functionality. And so in this case, there's no plug, right? And I'm obviously that would drive me crazy. So let's go put those back. And we're going to put the if statement back in and then call it when needed. Yeah, it's another great way to do it. That's a great way. So Cordimer says that he turns his plug install function into a function and he just calls it when he needs to. And that's perfectly acceptable. This one, Rainbox, it's actually Rainbow. I commented that one out. That was causing me problems. It was slowing stuff down is what it was doing. Some of these plugins are bad. You like play with them for a while and you're like, oh no, I'm not using that. All right, so now when I put that back in, now when I open it up and it's all good, right? It just works. So, however, there are certain plugins here that are not here. So let's try this. Let's see that Vim Pandoc plugin I have. We're going to talk about them. That's this is my version of it, which has smart quotes that are not in the original. I've got things planned for my version too that you might want that are not in the original, such as emoji replacement, which will never be in the main one. So they don't like that stuff. That's too juvenile. I got yelled at, and that's why I forked it. I was like, I'm going to put smart quotes in there. Here's the PI. And they're like, no. Okay. So what was I going to do? Okay. foo.md, right? Something here. All right. So this is a default. See down here, see how it says markdown down here? Can you see it if I move? If I move a little bit. So it says markdown. That's the type that's being detected, in case you're wondering, in Vim. And based on my Vim RC, it tells me what type of files now. It's really useful. People ask me what kind of file it is and what language I'm editing, and I wish I could highlight that. In fact, I might have to do that. I might have to put that in a color because people keep forgetting what languages I'm like. It's right in front of you. It's right there. Go look. So, but you can see this has got different type of formatting, and it doesn't detect it as Pandoc. Why? Because there's no Pandoc plugin here, right? So if I want the Pandoc plugin, it's not currently the Pandoc plugin is not working at all. Why? Because this here has not been detected. There is no Vim autoload Vim plugin plug.vim. Doesn't exist. Okay. We can actually cheat. In fact, I'm probably going to add this to my Vim RC. I like this. I'm having an idea here. I am having an idea. All right. So we're going to do .vim /autoload plug. The only thing you need, and it tells you exactly what to do. I love it. It's like all documented in it too. You get the header, so you don't have to get lost. There's lots of ways of getting it. We're going to go ahead and use the curl version, and we're going to use create directories, which I normally don't do, but we're going to do it anyway. This is like the equivalent of make dir -p. Yep. And I kind of want to write that in my Vim RC going forward because reasons. So that I remember, I don't have to go look it up, right? Because I won't have it. So create directories, and then what? And we need one more thing here. You don't know about curl yet. We're going to learn about curl on network day. Okay, we kind of learned about curls way back when, but all it does is download stuff. But it doesn't necessarily write it unless you tell it to, right? That's what the O is. So the lowercase o says, this is what we want to write it as. The L, the capital L, says follow any link. So if it's HTTP, it'll switch it to HTTPS. And F, I don't know. I don't know what that is. So we're going to run that. And there's no curl command. Really? Okay. We know how to fix that, don't we? Except for I'm going to have to sudo here. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's su, I mean, like, you know, apt install curl. All right, get us a curl on our new system. I mean, going through this install stuff is fine, right? Because you guys need to see it again. We have a new one now. Not on there. Sudo is not on here too, right? It is not. But there's a bunch of stuff I don't necessarily want to put in. I'm going to, as soon as I hit exit, this whole thing goes away anyway. So this is just a test. Okie dokie. What are we doing now? We're doing our curl. Where's my curl? Here we go. Curl again. So this is going to curl it down into the right place. And it kind of, you know, and then you look at it, .vim auto load. Now you can actually make it so that it automatically calls that if it doesn't detect it. I had this magic in my Vimmercy before, and it was pretty cool. I would load my Vimmercy onto a foreign system, and the first time I ran it, it would automatically download all my plugins and run them. And I was like, that's probably not good to do that. I mean, because it was, you know, production systems, things like that. I don't always want that, right? So, what's this one about? Get executable not found. Oh, we have to have Git on here. Well, we're learning all kinds of things, aren't we? Okay, so actually what it's trying to do now is to run through that stuff. And we are, let's go back and look. So close this guy out. Yeah, so what is it doing? It gets to this one, and it gets to here, and it gets to here. Begin plugin. Boom. I got all the plugins there. All right, so we need to get Git on here. Apt install Git. Git is for Git and GitHub and all that. Yeah, we're going to talk all about Git all by itself in 1 week. We're going to spend all the time on Git, and not like I used to do, where we would just talk, you know, the main basic stuff. We're going to do all of it. I mean, within reason. You can go really deep with that. But we'll at least do work trees. That'll probably be the deepest. Anyway, let's try to edit this file again. Okay, that was fine, right? Now let's try to edit our foo file. Where's my Pandora plugin? I mean, I just saw Avatar. Can you tell? If I mark down plugin, they're doing a new one. They're doing a new Avatar. It's all going to be underwater. I like James Cameron. He doesn't settle for anything less than the best. He's very much a perfectionist. So something. We need to get Pandora on here. Where's my plugins? Well, if you read the beginning of the plug thing, it will tell you what to do. And it's not that hard, right? So you open it up. I have a command that will actually do this. I'll show you in a bit. And you need to run colon, capital P, if you can't remember, hit tab. And you can see all the different things you can run. We're going to run plug install. And what this will do is it will go out and automatically git pull all of these plugins. This is why you have to have Git on your system. And the reason I love this, see, a couple of these are having problems. Look, sure cannot use username. I don't know what's up with that one. We'll go see. Looks like the rest of them are fine though. My Vim Pandoc fails every time I try to do what? To install? Resolve deltas. You're talking about this one, the simple one? This one might have a problem. No. I shouldn't, but I might have broken something. I don't know. Did I missing a Python import? Who is? Really? That's interesting. Because I go, do we need to put Python on here to do everything? I bet we do. No, because Perl, if you install Vim, it installs Python by default. So that's a thing. I think we should have them all. So if you close out of that, and you open this back up again, -OVI, I have to keep doing that. And now I got my stuff, right? And this is a grammar error. It's like, that's not a thing. Right. So, there's no such thing as 2emoji. Oh, that's left over. You remember the 2emoji project? I was like, there's no 2emoji. So I probably need to fix that. How do I do that? Should we do it? I know you know how to do it. Yep. We could do this. We could say, how would we actually detect it if we just, I think you have to have the node. I think you have to know the exact path to it. 2emoji. Remember we were doing our 2emoji stuff? Yep. I kind of want to put my emoji thing on there, but oh well. There's a way to do that. We can just detect it. So anyway, some of these things are not going to work. That one apparently is not going to work. On the N-plug install. What? Yeah, that's a good one. Hi, Flip. Yeah, that's go update binaries. We need to do that too. Yeah. That takes a long time because if you want to get all the go binaries, we'll talk through about that. You can actually skip that if you don't want to do that. Learning about this line though took me a long time to make a call to which 2emoji. Yeah, I could do that. Devlex, that's actually that's a nice solution. Let's try that. That's a nice solution. I don't think you can do a which though. I don't know. I don't know Vim script enough to know how to do that. So let's go figure out how to do it. Silent which 2emoji. That won't actually execute it though. I mean, we have to figure out how to like can run bash commands. Can't you? Yes, but I don't think you can do full bash syntax. I don't know. I don't think you can. I don't think this, for example. I don't think this will work. It would be nice if it did. Let's try. Save? No. MD command not found. Damn. And that also screwed my thing up. Put a colon before. Why? Seriously? Is that how you do it, DePaul? Do you just put a colon before it? I don't know. You tell me. So that's for like mappings and stuff, right? I don't know if that's going to work. I've never done it. So to rebash the CR. Oh, well, I mean, that's all nice and good, but what about this thing here? I don't know if that's going to get picked up. I know we're splitting hairs. It's about big plugins. We only have 5 minutes left, so we're going to go back to plugins. But if you want to figure that out for me, go ahead. I mean, that was just left over from a fun thing we were doing the other day. Does it really? You're sure? Alrighty. So we'll do bash. Can we do this? How about this? Can we do bash which emoji? That doesn't seem like it's going to work to me. Plus, there is no 2emoji on there. So we have to detect whether the file exists first. So not right now. I am happy to hear your passion to fix this emoji problem. And for the rest of you, like, what is this thing anyway? Okay, fine, I'll show you. So if you want to put an emoji in something, you just go like this. You go, we did this. This is like, what, 3 days ago? Official days. So you got some smile here next to the bear. And now when we save it, it makes it into emojis automatically. It's supposed to anyway. It doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Did I break it? What did I do? I think I broke it. Did I break it? I did break it. Sigh. It was working. Why are we on this tangent? We already tangented enough the other day on this. But it must be fixed. We actually got it to work and everything, and now it's not working. Did I delete 2emoji? That's why. Oh no, it didn't. I didn't. I don't know. Is it two colons? Some smile. Why are we doing this? And you're like, I don't know. You tell me. 2emoji. Because we want to see the smile face. That's why. I don't know what I did, but I definitely broke mine. Mine's not working anymore. That's not the point. So that's not the point. But now I can't think of anything else. Damn you. Back to plugins. Let's actually go through the plugins, and I will briefly comment on why I like them and if I don't like them. Opinions vary very dramatically on this point. Which plugins you should get, which ones you shouldn't get, and stuff. So back to that. Okay, so Vim Polyglot. I don't even know what this thing is doing for me anymore. I think Vim Polyglot at one point. Let's see if we can go find them, shall we? Oh, never use NerdTree. I fucking hate. Oopsie. I do not like NerdTree. I told you there would be strong opinions. NerdTree is like for people who don't know how to use Unix. NerdTree is for people who want their graphics thing. Yeah, it's so okay. I have to qualify that. It doesn't mean I think less of you if you use it, except for I kind of do. If you need NerdTree to navigate your system, you have big problems. You should put NerdTree down, never use it again, and learn how to use Find. Learn how to use Find and NerdTree, and learn how to set CD root or CD path. If you do those things, you'll never need NerdTree ever again. And by the way, if you do want NerdTree, you do know this, right? You can open a directory in VI. Do you know this, right? Yeah. You can open a directory in VI. You can actually browse the entire directory in VI. It's already built into Vim, right? So why would you need a NerdTree in addition to what's already there? Don't get it. Yeah, I don't understand. I really don't understand. But people like it. So I hate it. I'll never use it. I think you shouldn't use it. Vim Polyglot though, I'm checking it right now really quick because I only have I'm going to give myself 10 minutes here. We're not talking about Rust right now. We're out of time on Vim. We'll talk about it later. Okay, so let's see. For that kind of complexity, one needs to go with NVim or Lua. I totally disagree. So let's go with that one. GitHub.com. What was it? Wait, where am I? Where's my plug? She-run. I'm going to use this time to go through this. She-run Vim Polyglot. I think Vim Polyglot has some pretty damn good syntax in it. And I think that's the main reason I got it, if I remember right. So what is Polyglot? Polyglot is actually I think we could use a gh repo view. Yeah, how about that? How cool is that? All right, so Vim Polyglot build is maintenance mode, a collection of language packs for Vim. One to rule them all, one to find them all, one to bring them all, one to darkness find them. If you want to affect your start time, blah, blah, blah. I've been using this for a while. I actually, if I took it off, I wouldn't know it was gone. I'd probably have to take it off. If I remember right, this does a lot of the colors and stuff that I like, the syntax things I like, but I don't remember. Honest. Vim Pandoc is hands down the best Markdown plugin on planet Earth. I'm telling you, it is hands down the best, and it's actually two plugins. So Vim Pandoc is the plugin for syntax. I'm gonna use this new thing that we're doing here. So Vim Pandoc / Vim Pandoc. So that was interesting. Pandoc iteration for Vim. All right, so this is funny because they didn't do. It's funny because they didn't do their README right, so it couldn't be parsed. So anyway, it's the Pandoc plugin. Go figure. I was gonna say. I think that's the reason. Anyway, it provides a facility to integrate with Vim document converter and works with blah blah blah. Right. It has a lot of stuff that you don't really need. Mine, RVX Rob slash Vim Pandoc Syntax Simple. That is how they named it. And I put simple here. So this is mine. Vim Syntax. Mine's pretty. See, I know how to do Markdown. Vim Syntax for Simplified Pandoc is a fork from blah. Currently defaults in highlighting to smart punctuation, adds opinionated colors, which stop them from using it, and removes many confusing default conceals. Conceals that are when they close things up, and so I like mine better. Use it. If you want to help me, I want to add emoji support to it too. I'm going to add that stupid thing that we did. I actually want to add that, but I want to build it into the plugin. The question is whether we're going to be able to put the whole library in there, and that's probably should be a different plugin. That might be a fun Vim thing to do. So here's an example of how to put it in there. You do actually have to have both. So the one we'll talk about LSPs. That's a great question, but we're going to talk about that later. He's talking about what is it? Syntax parsers, language syntax parsers. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a bit. So let's go down the rest of these, and I promise we'll do that. If somebody wants to stay for overtime, we'll talk about those questions. So Vim Toml, I don't need this anymore, and I'm going to take it out, actually. Yep, you're gone. I like Toml. I made the logo. I always say that. Like a server protocol. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry, forgot. I don't use Toml that much anymore. So anytime you can disable, actually, I'm going to disable it. Anytime you can disable a plugin, it'll save you time because it has to load it up on startup, and you don't want to have that, right? Is it actually Vim Toml, the actual Vim Toml? If you're sure about that, I'll just take it out. Yeah, Polyglot's really good. If I remember right, Polyglot's pretty good at keeping everything up there. I bet you Vim JavaScript is in there too. Is it? Anybody know? This is just one of the better JavaScript plugins that I found. And again, I haven't written any JavaScript seriously in over 3 years. So the Fatih Vimgo is mandatory for Vim development. I think the Fatih Vimgo plugin, are you sure it's the Pangloss one? Cordimer, are you absolutely sure it's the Pangloss Vim JavaScript that's in Vim Polyglot? It is? Oh, nice. Great. You're very helpful today. Good. What am I editing, by the way? Am I editing the right thing? Yeah, good. Okay. Vimgo, which one of these decided to keep? I think this one, there's some question about which one of these to maintain. I know that the Fatih one was broken for a while. Somebody was actually reporting this to me earlier today. We were looking through this. But it doesn't have the Go binaries. Oh, it doesn't? Well, the binaries aren't in it, They have to be downloaded. They're downloaded from another place. So, I'd be curious to see. This one is actually under massive flux, and the meta parser was not working when I did it last time. So let's try that one. Tempfoo.go. Oh boy. I'm going to make a new directory. Give me a second here. So foo main.go package main func main. Seems like it's there. FMT println. I wonder if it does if they finally fixed the error marking. They had the coolest thing that was working, and then it broke for years. I have never gotten to fix where they would put a red mark because it uses the old whatever language parsing thing, server protocol. Go build. Yeah, I don't ever use it. I don't do it. I'm not the guy who likes to do that, but you can do it. Oh wow, it says not a link editor command. That's weird. Yeah, wow, that didn't load any of my Go stuff. Huh. Do I have the Go binaries on here though? I do. It should have worked. It should have worked. Is Vimgo the one that disappeared? Damn it! I wish they would figure this out. No. Enter. Wait, where am I? Dang it. I have too many things open. I'm sorry. That's because I always screw up when I have people you guys watch me. I always do. Yeah, there we go. So Vimgo is gone. Your plugin install failed to on the go install. Oh, did it? Yeah. That might be the reason. It takes forever to do that, by the way. Watch. If you do go install binaries, why isn't it doing them? Something's not right. I want to break my go to the development thing right now. I actually have PowerShell. What is that doing in there? Goodbye. Vim Fugitive. Tim, this is Fugitive. I've heard this is a good thing. I have no idea what it does. The PowerShell thing was from the hacking days. We were having fun with that. Groovebox is mandatory. I mean, it's actually a really great syntax. I mean, syntax editor if you like it. There's like lots of different colors. There's lots of colors you can do without adding a plugin, by the way. I don't remember Fugitive, so I'm going to go look at it. I don't. And I think Go is fine here. It doesn't seem to be... Something's not right. It's not doing the automatic stuff. This is not good. This is not good. What happened to my Vimgo? That is not good. Something broke in my Go. I broke something. It's not supposed to do this. It shouldn't need plug install. You know what? I broke something. I don't know what I broke, but I did break something. My Go PLS isn't working at all. So, wait, we have messages here. Bramulner. No errors. This is not good. Plug install. Yeah, Vimgo's got a problem. Error, repository not found. Cloning into... Did I change this? Oh, I did. I changed it. That's why. Boy, do I feel stupid. I need to make local share Vim plugins. Apparently, it doesn't make it. Wait, it says it can't even find it. Oh, wait. Well, where's my fatigue go? What is going on here? Well, you're going to learn with me. You're learning with me through this. See, I took it out. It should just be doing Vimgo now. I'm starting to think that might be wrong. You did plug clean? Well, I changed the path. That's why I thought that would do it. Apparently not. Plug clean. Already clean. Because there ain't nothing in there. All right, so plug in, plug install. I mean, this is fun. Vimgo is not happy. But why isn't Vimgo happy? That's what I want to know. Is this the Fatigue's Vimgo, or it's a different one? This is interesting. This is new. Actually, I need to look into this stuff anyway. I know we're going to go over a little bit here. These are my plugins. So let me just wrap up, and then if you want to stay around, these are the main plugins to go look at. Go find the ones that go with your language. Everybody's got different opinions on this. I am in the middle of debugging a problem because I moved my plugins, and I'm also in the middle of figuring out the best possible thing to use with Vimgo. Last time I checked, this was about 1.5 years ago. And they had broken some of the best parts of it. It does use the PLS, the language server, or the language syntax protocol or whatever. Language server protocol. Okay, so so let me just say a couple things about that, and then we'll let it go. What about the Builtin plugin manager? Not as good as Plug. Bottom line, it doesn't keep things separate in Git repos. End of story. What about LSP, language server protocol? Did I get that right? Language syntax protocol or language server protocol? Something like that. So LSP is the thing that Microsoft invented with VS Code to make everything highlight and do everything fine. And it's like talk to it in real time to get information about the language. And I actually really like it. To do an LSP, you have to be able to provide 100% grammar for the language. And the Go one, it allows you to do things that you cannot do with just other simple formatters and stuff, because the protocol has to have like actual knowledge of what thing it is you're on, and that opens up all kinds of possibilities for people that want them. But I don't like code completion. Okay, so code completion just gets in my way, and that goes for IntelliSense and Tab. Most of the time, I kind of like Tab, but obviously I use Tab everywhere else. But usually I can't trust Tab to give me what I want. And if by the time I'm tabbed and I've selected the option, I could have just typed the word. So I'm not a fan of that. Usually I'm cutting and pasting anyway. So from other areas of the code. That's just me. If you want to do that, that's up to you. Just go experiment. And find the ones that you like, and then share them, right? But you'll notice I don't have any I don't have any graphical plugins. I don't like command liner and all that stuff. What about NerdTree? I talked about NerdTree already, so I think NerdTree is a waste of time and unnecessary, but Zet replaces it. Yeah, Cordimer, and that's funny you say that, because I liked Vim when it came out, but I always knew that its syntax was not compatible with the world's syntax for knowledge, which is hands down Markdown. There's just no debating that. I can provide so much evidence to support that. And so that's pretty much it for this video. I am going to leave the video on for a little bit if you want to stop now. But while we kind of figure out this problem with the Go stuff, if you want to watch, it is sort of relevant. But this video will be a little bit longer, but you can go ahead and stop right now if you want. Let me catch up on some YouTube comments. So Leo's saying some stuff about Lua and NeoVim. Don't get the point about using pure Vim script, so you're against Lua. Hell yeah. I've talked about this so many times, but I'll briefly say it again. Making yourself dependent on something that causes you to use alpha software instead of the default Vim that's on millions of machines is a mistake. And if you want to use those things, that's fine. But I believe it's a really poor use of your cognitive investment to do anything with Lua at all. And I think NeoVim should have died. I don't think it should ever have existed. I think it's seriously bad for beginners in the world, and I wish it would just die and go away, despite the fact that I love the people on the project, particularly TJ. I think he's really a nice guy. He's very friendly, and he's a good guy. I just absolutely hate the thing that he works on all the time. And that's nothing personal. I know it's hard to say, but I really hate it. So there you go. Who is the owner of this repo? Which repo? The config. Oh, this is my config. This is just my config. You can have it. This is a .files config. This is in my .files. So this is, if you go to the boost, there'll be a link, but it's github.com/rwxrob/dot. And if you click on Vim in there, you'll see a file .vimrc, and that will have my latest vimrc. And since this is the last day on Vim, let me just say this. If there's anything that you've missed along the way and you have any question, when in doubt, borrow somebody else's. You can use mine, you can use Cordimer's, you can use any of the people that are here. And, you know, it's kind of a rite of passage to maintain your own file. People lament it. Mine's actually not too big if you think about it. It's really not. I mean, comparatively, I've seen files, it's only 58 lines long. That's not that long. And I really believe in having a minimal one. And there's a bunch of other stuff in there too. So don't feel, too proud. Just go get yourself another vimrc, get started, and then decide what you want to add to it, how you want to tweak it, what it might change for you. A lot of the stuff that when you do that, you're not going to really pick up on what it's changed until you've used it a lot. As you saw, I can't even remember what some of my plugins do because I'm so used to how my Vim behaves. I don't know what plugin provided the infrastructure or that behavior until I took it away, which is what I just did on purpose. A split vimrc got messy. Yeah. Something I do want to mention, though, speaking of splitting Vim RCs, is I do have at the bottom, we have never talked about this, but you can actually include another Vim. And you can do this. So what this does right here is this basically imports Vim Personal, Vim Private, and Vim Work. And so personal wins, private, and then work. And so if these files are detected, it combines them, and that stuff overrides anything else that's in my Vim. So if I have something for work that I don't want to be putting out into the public, I can put it in there. I can manage it. I have a private repo that I only maintain here at home, and that's got a bunch of extra stuff in that will never be loaded. So this is one of those solutions if you need to split your thing up. If you want to get really crazy, you can add 3 or 4 files and do that. I would suggest against that, only because it's so hard. I actually did that once upon a time with my Bash RC, and I regretted it because, as I said, I couldn't get on a Docker container or whatever and just copy it over. Yeah, if the question is related to Vim, then yeah, you sure can ask a question for sure. Did I spell it wrong? It's Fatih. It's not Faith. Yeah. Yeah, it's. I don't know why he did that, but that's his name. You can always ask questions if they're related. Anybody else, Cordomer, you got anything new on that? I used to use about Messy. I think we can put in there. Yeah, the stuff I put in there is I don't know. I had some things related to work actually. I had some work macros. Yeah. If you have another question, just make sure it gets in the AMA and Discord, and we can answer. I have 2 hours of answering AMA questions on Fridays. Yeah. Let's see. And now my Portuguese written are being yelled at by the spelling. Oh, I wonder how they could fix that. That would be interesting to figure out how you could fix that. To get the spelling right you let me know, DePaul, if how the Portuguese fix comes through. That would be really great to figure out. Meanwhile, I'm going to want to get my Markdown working again, and because mine's not, I broke it. So I got this thing open like 10 places. I always do that. I'm so bad. It's not the tool, it's the user. In my case, I'm just too much of a spaz. What else we got? So 6 here. All right, so here's my Go that's not working. Here we go. Thanks for the follow, Ice Rogue. And let's do this. So what were we saying? Go get binaries. I don't think the plugin's working. I think the plugin install is failing. Yeah, already installed. And Vimgo is failing now again. Why does it keep saying PS1? We got rid of that. Something is not right. Something is not right. I got to get rid of my Docker container. It's going to screw me up. It is. It's going to screw me up because I just want to experiment with it, but now it's gone. Bye-bye, Docker container. You served us well tonight. Thank you very much. And one last thing here. Okay, so we're not too far over. I want to get this Go stuff running. I'll do a whole thing on setting up Go and for editing someday because that's part of the Go streams. Something is not right. Something's not right. My dad. All right, so let's do, I don't know, plug clean, you think? I wonder if my, you know what I think it's doing? I have a feeling that this begin thing is not working. First things first. Well, that was turned off. Why did I turn that off? I never turned that off. Now I'm really confused. All right, Go install binaries. It's not loading the Go thing at all. Yeah, it for some reason it's not loading any of it. So it's not doing plug install. Yeah, let me do plug install. I don't think it's installing it where it thinks it's installing. I think it's like you don't have a thing. Yeah, there it is. Look. See, it's trying to clone it. It says, I don't know where you are. And the other one's just like, it knows where it is. I think you're right. I think I have to do, if you're going to change the path, I think that's what I did. You know what? Watch this. Die. Now the plugins shall never live again. Boom. You can do that. You didn't used to be able to do that. That's why I like Plug. If you tried to do that, they weren't separated out. They were part of your VimRC, so you'd lose all this other stuff too. And now you can happily do that. So Plug install. It still has a problem. What does it mean repository not found? There is definitely a VimGo plugin repository. It still keeps trying to get the old one too. Something is afoot. There's something very odd going on. I thought I deleted this. All right. VimGo is, this one is not there. We know that one's gone. In Fugitive, I'm going to keep even though I don't know what it is. And yeah. Plug install. Oh, there we go. So that other one kind of screwed it up. Resolving deltas. Is that going to be running forever? Revive not found. Install revive latest to folder. Local bin. Oh, right. See what it's doing here? Yeah, it takes a long time to get all of the binaries. Yeah, because it has to download it from the internet. It has to download a lot of it from the internet. And so once you get, actually, that's kind of a thing that you might want to put them in your .dot files and just have. The thing great about Go is you get a copy of the stat of the binary, and yeah, it's probably not the best thing to put in your, that's your .dot files though, right? So as long as you're always generally on the same type of system, you can do that. You turned off the gpandoc spell enabled and gpandoc spell default lengths for spelling. Did you change yours? I see your Vim splits are not pretty. I turned Vim splits off. You should not be seeing Vim splits. Oh, this? I don't use Vim splits. That's why, Dev. Vim splits are for noobs. I don't ever use Vim splits. I use tmux splits because I can copy between shell and Vim. Now I can see value in learning how to do Vim splits if you want to learn about that. And frankly, I should probably make them prettier as well. But I just don't use them. I don't ever use them. I barely know how to shut them off. Change to swap files off. Yes, absolutely. Swap files are off for sure. And that's in my VimRC if you want to go look. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to sit around and watch me download all these things. Resolving deltas. I could probably watch the messages though. Oh, it says it's done. Oh, I don't believe it. I don't. Messages, Vim installing finished. Okay. Well, let's try. You know how it'll work there. See down here? See this? If this comes on, then you know you're good to go. And then that's the PLS server for Go. And then now when I save, see what it did? It did what I wanted. It like pulled in all the things and did what I want. Vim has terminal, which kind of does what too much. No, it does not. Nice try, but no. No, that's a false statement. False statement. Yeah. And Neil even took shell out, told Colin shell out completely. So, yeah. We haven't had a week on tmux yet. Wait till I talk. When we talk about tmux as your IDE, as the one window manager to rule them all, then you can make a knowledgeable decision about that. But until then, hell to the no. I would never depend on an editor to do what a multiplexer should do. Bottom line. So he's going to rename it. Freezes for like 5 seconds before renaming. Yeah, I don't ever use that either. You can use it, but I don't like it. It freezes because it has to go through and parse all the files and everything. And I don't use those tools. I don't have anything against them. I just tend to not use them because I can do the same thing with Pi. And I can do like something and change everything in all of the files that end in Go in one command line, including the documentation. And if I'm scared of it, I can do a dry run first to see what else is going to change. To me, that's way, way, way more useful. And to tell you the truth, this is because I'm so hackery Unixy in the head. I like dealing with the shell. The shell is king to me, not some stupid IDE. It's the shell is king. And so if you don't know how to do something on the shell and you're reaching for that ability in your IDE, learn the shell. And then if you still want the IDE, fine, but learn the shell first. And there's every single thing that you could possibly want to do from your IDE can be done, I would contend, easier and more efficiently from the shell in a way that cognitively is going to turn out to be more valuable for you later, because you learn to become a shell master, not an Emacs master or not a NeoVim Lua master. Now you're a terminal shell hacker and you know all of that stuff, and it across the board applies to everything. That's my core, modus operandi there. That's where I'm coming from. If you don't agree with that view of the world, I accept that, but that's just where I'm coming from. My work environment is based on my shell, Toolbox, and Vim. Yes. And the shell is king. I love that. I mean, Arthur, see, not a lot of people, and it's probably 0.001% of people who actually agree with this idea, but it is so satisfying watching people on this stream report throughout the day, because we're on all day, right, about the new things that they just did and the levels of efficiency they just gained. Somebody, who was it today, was just reporting that they activated like command line searching with W3M instead of links, for like Vim like this to do their searching in the command line. And they just started using it for the first day, and they were just like all capsing and exclamation pointing about that. Because once you have it, then you start to go, why isn't everybody doing this? And not everybody's going to want to do it. So, yeah, and we're going to talk about links. But when you combine tmux and links in Vim, you kind of have an IDE. But more than that, you have a desktop environment. Your desktop environment is just a terminal. It's completely and totally terminal. Terminal master race for the win. What do you think about terminals like Alacrity? Alacrity is an application. It's not a terminal. It's a terminal emulator, I guess, to be fair. I liked Alacrity when it came out a lot, and I talked about it a lot, talked it up a lot, and met some of the developers and everything. And ultimately I gave it up because it's too buggy and doesn't support everything that I want it to. Yes, it's a little bit smoother and faster, but it's a hassle to maintain it. I really love its portable configuration files. It doesn't support the full ANSI character set. It's alpha software. It's not even officially been released yet. And it has massive, massive bugs when dealing with full screen on Windows, which was the final straw. I was doing that while I was working at work, and I like, screw this. And I actually went through the pain and suffering of setting up my Microsoft terminal because of that, because it was so bad. I feel safer if it's parsing code, so it doesn't rename something, it just happens to match. Yeah, but you can, Solburn, you can do, you can anytime you do that, like with find or something, you can do it so that it shows you the hit and ask you for confirmation on every single one. So if you're really worried, you can just, especially with find, you can say, I want to change this one, this one, this one, this one, and you can take a backup file even of that if you want to. It's no less dangerous than trusting your IDE to do it for you. You just feel safer in the IDE because you trust somebody else is going to do it better than you're able to code it. But when you get good enough with your skills of in-place replacement with Perl and thing, or whatever people do with sed instead, I don't like sed because I don't like sed regular expressions. I would rather have Perl regular expressions to deal with. So yeah. I think the modern sed actually supports Perl or PCRE, but I don't even care because I don't want to get into something that doesn't support it everywhere. Kitty's another one. I know people talk about Kitty as well. GPU acceleration. All terminals are GPU accelerated these days. So, and I'm not putting it down. I just don't want to use it. So that's the bottom line. Another tile is FZF. I don't know what that is. Is that the one? There's another one. CTags too is another one I keep being told that I should be using if I'm going to be a really decent coder. And I've never used it. I'm very old school. Just give me an editor. Oh, the fuzzy finder. I have heard of that actually. Is that the one of the Rust ones? I think I actually have that. FCF. A command line fuzzy finder. It's general purpose command line fuzzy finder. Interactive Unix filter command line can be used. Any list files, commands, history process. I think this is fine. Again, this is going to date me, but I don't like using things that aren't supported on a default Linux installation. The more I have a cognitive dependency on something that has to be installed, the slower I am and the less able I am to hack things quickly. And I don't like that. I would rather, God forbid, I would learn Perl inside and out before I would ever learn FZF. I would learn every single nuance of the find command, which is on every Unix system since the dawn of time. Find is one of the least understood and least appreciated and least used commands in the world. And if you've done any hacking at all, and you know how valuable find is, and being able to construct a really, really good predicate in find will go so far, because you can combine find will help you identify all the stuff, right? And then you can actually have it call a pipeline in the Unix fashion of commands. And then when you combine those two together, you can literally do anything you can imagine. It's like you don't, and then you get good enough with it, and then those skills travel with you. You're not just depending on somebody's plugin that does it. And if you do have something that's particularly complex, just put it into a shell script, and then call the shell script from within Vim without leaving it. And so I harp on this a lot. It's a pretty regular thing that I talk about, but that's my thing. And and the fact that the free code camp tells you how to use it just makes me not want to use it. So it's like fuzzy completion, auto completion for Bass, interactive command line, fuzzy finder, written in Go. Written in Go, really cool. I don't know. Maybe I have to give it a try. I'm not against it if it speeds me up, right? But I tend to live on lots of systems at the same time. So do I think regex game is important as well? Absolutely. For grep or explore the sh out of find. I think learning. So I just recently set a goal for myself to learn extended regular expressions really well. I've always hated them. But they are standard in Vim. They're standard in sed. They're standard in awk. They're standard in what's the other one? I mean, not Perl, right? But so I've grep comes with support for egrep. That comes for support with extended regular expressions by default. I like it because it previews the file on the screen. Oh, that might be cool. I don't know. I can maybe get into it. I'm not going to put it off. I haven't tried it, so can't say whether I hate it or not. I tend to not add things to my tool set unless I know I'm going to be able to use it everywhere. That's pretty much it. But it does sound pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have it on here. Is it FCF? FCF. Do I have it on here? Do I have to apt install it? Sudo apt install. I mean, this is supposed to be a Vim meeting. Maybe we should probably close up now. FZF what? Let's try something I know we can try. Let's try. This might be interesting. CD into Zettelcast, and that's because I have CD path set. That's why I was able to CD into something that I'm not in. I don't like control. If this is depending on control shit, I'm not going to like it at all. I'm not a control person. Oh God. I don't understand what's different from that and just looking through the list. Also, does this not have Vim markings? You have to use arrow keys for this? Please tell me this has a VI mapping that I can set. I'm so done with this. If you're going to make me travel like a whole half foot across the keyboard to just like scroll through shit that I could have actually used VI to get through with the history file, I'm not a fan. Type what? Hello. I typed hello. Nothing there. Are you talking about this is like to find like files? This does not find at all then. I want to find stuff in files. So let's FZF grep and see what happens. I know an option grep. Yeah, why would I do that? FZF rust. Oh, so it grepped the files that contain rust? How come it's not previewing it? How do I do that? So that gave me the file name. Can I have it like open a thing too? Oh, okay. Let's try that then. There's a preview in Vim? That's kind of cool. Let's try that. Preview command required. Vim multiple cursors, maybe. I am not a multiple cursors guy. Nope. I can do so much more with a tiny little command than anybody can ever do with multiple cursors. I hate visual mode too. Look, you can like it if you want. I just don't like it. I personally don't like it. No. How come previous not working? It don't work. Open the selected files with Vim after the selection. That seems backwards to me. Why would I do that? No. You know why else I don't? Does FZF recognize Git repos? Tell me. It looks like it does, so that's good. Vim keys by pressing Control. You're telling me I have to press Control to use a Vim key? I'm going to blow a gasket. I have to use Control to use Vim keys. To use Vim navigation, I have to do something extra. Okay. Wait, why do I only have one Rust thing? I should have like lots of them. I don't think it's finding them all. How about Go? This is not working. It's definitely not finding the stuff. It's not working. I'm just going to tell you straight up. It's like, I don't know how many times I've done something about Go. Rust. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's exactly. Zeok is with me on this one. I'm like, I don't need some fancy end curses crap. Well, look, only have file names? What the fuck? Well, then why am I using it? No, watch this. Git grep. All right, git grep Rust. There's all my Rust files. If I wanted to, I could just have it do the file names, right? So what is that? -F only? I can't remember which one it is. I think it's -F. I can't remember. Really useful in Vim? No. I don't see how it could be. You're talking about running it from within Vim, right? No way. God, no. That's like the opposite of how Vim was designed to be used. Literally, it's a polar opposite. That's like such a bad idea. It's such a bad idea. Why don't you just edit the directory with Vim directly? Seriously, why don't you just do this? And then go look in here and see what the file name is. You know, or whatever. I just don't get it. Yeah. Is it Dell? Okay, so this is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. There's all the ones that have Rust in them, right? Oh, I don't know. Let's give it a couple lines. What is it? 3? I can't remember it. I have to look it up. I don't use it very often. What's the one that gives context? I think it's line regex count. It said print a count of matching lines for each input file. Oh yeah, count /c. So let's do C3. Oh no, it doesn't work. So anyway, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this at all. Is it A3 V3? Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be supported in this thing, but because this is not actual grep, right? This is something else. So this is git rep. So, but I can do the same thing. There we go. Right. Head log main. I think it's C3. That's what I think it is. No, that's context. I don't know what it is. We'll have to figure. But the point is that you can do it with grep, and grep can actually use a regular expression in it, and you can see the thing, and you don't need preview. No. I'm just not a fan. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. All right. That's going to be it for me tonight. I really appreciate all the fun debate and discussion. And grep is your thing. If you don't know grep and find like all of it, I'm just going to make one, sort of request. Okay. Before you go running off the deep end of using a new tool that's shiny that somebody's talking about, learn the tools that exist everywhere. And that would mean find That would mean learning grep and find, potentially set in awk and perl at the same time. Learn those inside and out. Is it capital C? And then if you want to add another tool to your tool set, or you want to use rip grep or whatever that's fine. That's fine. But learn the tools first that the system already comes with, because you know what? You can actually use those tools from within Vim. You can't use FSV from within Vim because it's an ncurses tool. All right. It looks like it's so easy to understand the command line switches. Well, because I don't use grep for that. I have other things to do on there, Grateful Tomato. I don't need it for that. Nope, I don't need it. For me, I do get grep. If I wanted to do this, this is all I ever need. And this is why it's the only thing I ever remember. I use get grep rust and it's right there. I'm done. Right? And I can do every line. I can say I want it at the beginning of a line, and I can say I want it to be the word rust. So I want it to have a space after it. So if I'm going to learn anything at all here, it's going to be how to do extended regular expressions. They're way more important than any fuzzy finder crap. So yeah, but if you like that stuff, use it. There's nothing stopping you from using it. Obviously, there's nothing stopping people from using, I don't know, Visual Studio, like not code. Is the dash L killing it? Yeah. And that's the kind of thing I would rather memorize. So at the end of the day, if oh no, it took me a little bit longer to figure this out. Oh no, what was me, right? But the difference is that, yeah, there we go. That gave me context. That's nice. Okay. The difference is that when I do it this way, I actually have something that I can use in a script. I've added knowledge that matters, not knowledge that's just for this one system in my customization. And I cannot overstate that. Every time you learn something, dude, I have been going through Kubernetes and Helm and all this other stuff. There is so much stuff to learn and stick in your brain that anytime I can shave something off and say, I only want to learn one thing that I know covers this particular area, and I'm going to be able to use it for both shell scripting and editing in Vim and searching and all those things, I'm going to invest that time wisely in that tool. It's like, imagine that you only have so much you can put in your toolbox, your physical toolbox. If you only have so much you can put in your physical toolbox, you have to decide what you can live without and what you can't live without. Do you think anybody here can live without grep? Hell no. Can they live without FSV? Absolutely. If you have extra space, fine, put FSV in there. Maybe some different version of some sort of hammer that you need, but you're always going to need your grep. And you can either choose to learn extra things about grep that you didn't know, like I just did, or you can like learn this extra tool that has to be installed in addition to that no one else knows, that can't be put in a script reliably because it's not going to be able to run on every system. I think I'm done. If you've been around the block long enough, I was looking at FSV earlier today. Glad I saw this back to reading grep find map page. I think, look, first of all, I don't want anybody personally to feel offended by the suggestions. The select bash built in is so freaking awesome. I love that. I use that all the time. It's nothing against you personally. Okay. With the grep text. Yeah, I kind of am. That's all. You use the tools you want to do ultimately. But I've been around the block long enough that if there's one thing that the old great, the guy yelling at the cloud, it's not so much yelling at the cloud as much as my back hurts from carrying all the tools around with me. And now I only want to carry the tools that are absolutely essential. And the other tools are cool, but I think what ends up happening is the cool, shiny new thing always gets everybody's attention, and everybody wants to look at this cool thing, and the unsexy things, and I'm not just talking about the old things, I'm talking about the unsexy things that are being used all the time to hack like crazy, like find and grep and boring old VI. These sort of things become, it's definitely not, it's not a grep replacement, but it's more of a, my point is I would rather use LS, probably between LS and grep is what I would use instead of FSV. I do use tree a lot though. I won't lie. Tree is not a standard tool, and I use that a lot because it just helps me visualize this stuff. That's one of the first things I usually install in a system, but that exact thing can be done with a find. Just do a find against a dot and you can see everything in the directory tree, and you can like look through it all and everything. All right. I think I probably should close this one down. We've gone a good 2 hours over. Officially, we ended about 40 minutes ago, just in case you're wondering, but I thought I'd take it a bit further. Thank you so much for stopping by. See you later.